Welcome back to the video guide series of NTFC monitoring tool. In this video, we are going to discuss the donor user. So we will be discussing what are the functionalities that a donor user can perform in this tool. First of all, when we log into the system as a donor, we see this dashboard, and in this dashboard you will be able to see the donor name and the description added during the agency creation by the NTFC Secretariat. And then donor request section shows the donor requests created by agencies as well as NTFC Secretariat, so that donors can see what are the prospect projects that they can work on from by going through this donor request. Next we have this left section. They show request, interest, donor contribution, profiles, and inquiry management. So when you click on one of these tile, you will be directed to this uh, donor management section. So in donor management section, we can see donor request, contributions, donor interest, and confirmed projects sections. So we'll see what donor request section is about. So in the donor request section, it shows the donor request created by the agencies or NTFC Secretariat. So we can view these details such as agency name, uh, and the request type that they have requested, and the subject of the donor request, and the measure which is related to that donor request, and the description. And also we can see a button called Add My Interest. So when you click on the Add My Interest button, we can see a pop-up like this. So we can see the details of the donor request, and here we can show our interest to work on this project. So we are adding a description and contact details so that the agency and the NTFC Secretariat can contact you. Then you have to put the contact details here. And click the Assist button. So when you show our interest, the status changes from pending to interest shown. And this will be displayed in the NTFC Secretariat view so that they can validate who are the suitable donors to work on this project. So the NTFC Secretariat will be reviewing the donors who have shown interest, and they will assign one or more donor to the donor request created. And when they assign the project, the assigned project will appear in the confirmed project section. Okay, that's how donor request works. And then we have contribution section. So here you will be able to add all the donor project that you have done so far, or details of the projects that's currently ongoing, so that the other users will be able to view the details, uh, what are the activities that you have performed so far. So here you can see a form called add contribution. So we can add the donor contribution from this section. First we have to select the agency that you have worked with and the measure which is related to the project that you work, and you have to provide a subject and then the support type given, a tentative start date and a tentative end date, then we have to select the status, so whether it is an ongoing project or a completed project. So then we have, if we have a document uh, related to that project, we can upload it, otherwise we can keep it there, and we have to provide a description. And then we have to create. The next section is donor interest section. So the donor interest section, we can see there are two tabs called interest submitted by donors and requests chosen by donor. So interest submitted by donor is other projects that the donor have interest that they would like to work in future, so that the agencies and secretariat can go through this donor request, and if they prefer to work with the donor on this project, they can show their interest similarly what donor did to the donor request. So these are donor interest. The next section is donor request chosen by donor. So when donor show interest to a donor request, so those donor requests will appear under request chosen by donor tab. So we'll see how a donor interest is created. So donor interest always should be related to a measure. So we have to select the measure and then a subject, and then we have to select the support type, and we have to provide a tentative start date and the end date. And if we have an attachment or proposal related to this donor interest project, we can attach it here. Otherwise we can leave it there, and we have to provide a description. And then we have to click the create button. Then the interest you created will appear here, and the implementation agencies will be able to see this interest, and they will be able to show their interest. So that's how donor request creation, donor interest creation, and contribution creation is done. So let's move into other functionalities. So here the profile section shows uh, the donors who are available in the system at the moment, and you can see the contributions added under the uh, donor profile. So in this case we can see the details, the description of the donor, and then we can see the contribution projects added by the donor. And then we have next the inquiry management section. Inquiry management section is there to users to create inquiries and get to know more details if they want. So in this section there are 4 tiles like this. The first one is published inquiries. In the published inquiries section, the inquiries which have been published by the NTFC Secretariat will be displayed, so that you can go through them, and if you have the similar question, you can get the answer from the inquiries published. And then we have my inquiries section. Sorry. So the my inquiries section is there to create new inquiries. Let's see how the inquiry can be created. But we have to be specific that the inquiry should be only related to trade facilitation agreement. So first we are going to provide a title. So we can provide a description like this, and if we have any attachment related to this, we can attach it as well. So if we know the agency that who should answer this inquiry, we can select the agency from here itself. Otherwise we can just keep it empty, and we can create the inquiry so that the NTFC Secretariat will go through the inquiry, and they will assign or forward this inquiry to the specific person from the specific agency. Uh, and then this agency will be able to see the inquiry, and in the pending inquiry section, and they will answer it, and we can get the answer. uh, so when we create the agency, we have to provide the consent to publish it. Otherwise when the answer is given, the NTFC Secretariat will not be able to publish the inquiry to display in the published inquiries section. If we provide the consent from here, the NTFC Secretariat will be able to publish the inquiry. So we have the ability to handle that as well. So we can create the inquiry by clicking the create button here, and here you have to click yes. And if there is an inquiry which have been sent to you by NTFC Secretariat, that will appear under pending inquiry section, so that you have to go through it and answer it, and it will be published if the consent has given. So when you answer an inquiry, the inquiry will appear in the answered inquiry section. So that's how the inquiry management is done. Next we have a summary dashboard. So this is something which shows the summary of the completion of TFA. So first graph shows the completion percentage. You can see the completion percentage by measure wise or action wise. So you just have to click on the tab here, and then we have the article completion status, so that you can see the completion percentage of each measure, and when you hover over the article you will be able to see the measures and the completion percentage of each measure. And then we have these filters, and we can filter from the completion percentage ranges and see who are the articles there. And next section shows all the 12 agencies who are implementing the TFA, so that we can from one place we can get an idea where each agency stands. So we can hover over a status and see the percentage. Like this, and also we can download this graph as well. And then we have donor assistance graph. So in the table view section we have this table, so we can find out the request count for each measure. So for an example, let's take article 1. So article 1, measure 1.2 has 5 donor requests, and 1.3 has 1 donor request, and 1.3 has 1 donor interest, and measure 2. Measure 2.2 has 3 donor requests. Like that we can get an understand how the donor request and donor interest are distributed in the articles and measures. And then next graph is request count graph. So this shows the donor request counts in each article, and donor interest count graph shows the donor interest, right? So that's how it works. And then we have measure wise action percentage for each status. So we can see that all the measures implemented by the country, and you can see each measure status by action percentage. So in this case, this measure, it has 100% completed, but we'll see a measure like this. So this one has 67% income, 67% of action percentage in completed status, and 22% in the in progress status and 11% in delayed to do or missed status. So the in progress and complete percentages will shown in the positive side, and the other missed and delayed percentage will be shown in the negative side. Uh, and next section is about upcoming definitive dates, so that you can get an idea what are the measures which are going to completed near future. uh, so that's pretty much about the summary dashboard. So next we have couple of sections as internal chat application and calendar. So here internal chat message application allows you to communicate between the other members. So you can have a personal chat as well as group chat. So you can select an agency and select the participants here, and create a chat. You can start a conversation after that. And you can also send attachments and uh, have a good communication between the members of the NTFC. Next we have the calendar management. So this section allows you to create meetings and events, and then some reminders to work on. So if somebody else has invite you to a meeting, you can see those as well. So let's see how a meeting is created. So you have to pick the meeting option here. Then you have to provide a title. And a date, a start time, end time. Right. Then we have to provide the location or URL. If it is a physical meeting, you can provide the location. If it is online meeting, you can provide the Zoom link or the link of the meeting. And we can provide a description. And you can select the invitees. First you have to select the agency. You can select the agencies that you are inviting and select the people from these agencies. You can either select all users, or you can pick people, right? So that way we can invite people, and if we have attachment, we can attach it here. Otherwise, just we can create the meeting, and it will appear in the calendar like this. And similarly, if somebody else add you to a meeting, you will be able to see the meeting in your calendar. And next section is about the notification. If you have any notification, you will see a red button like this, and you have to click on it and see the notification here, right? I think we have covered all the functionalities of donor. So I hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you for listening.